of Oman Television. First, the headlines. His Majesty the Sultan condoles the U.S. President on the victims of the American plane crash near Ronald Reagan Airport. The Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology signs an agreement for the dualization of the Raisut Al Mursail Road at a total cost of 35 million Omani Riyals. And 10 Palestinians are killed in an Israeli shelling of the West Bank, and the Palestinian resistance begins the process of releasing 8 prisoners in the third prisoner exchange within the ceasefire agreement. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cabal of condolences to His Excellency President Donald Trump, President of the United States of America, on the victims of the American plane crash near Ronald Reagan Airport. The Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology signed an agreement for the Raisut Al Mursail Road dualization project at a total cost of 35 million Omani Riyals. The Raisut Al Mursail Road dualization project includes the construction of 33 kilometers long dual carriageway with 2 lanes in each direction. The projects include 6 overhead and lower level passages, in addition to animal crossings and 2 roundabouts linking the Raisut area to the Mursail area. The project also includes linking the 18th of November Road with a dual carriageway of 5.5 kilometers, in addition to linking it to the Salalah Center with the western region of the Far Governorate, and linking it to the Sarfit border crossing with the sisterly Republic of Yemen. The signing of the agreement was attended by His Highness Sayyid Marwan bin Turki Al Said, Governor of the Far. The Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology also signed an agreement to establish a recruitment platform using artificial intelligence. The agreement includes the launch of an integrated smart recruitment platform that relies on advanced generative artificial intelligence technologies to analyze and evaluate candidates, which contributes to raising the quality of recruitment decisions, reducing the time taken to sort applications, and enhancing transparency in selecting competencies. 10 Palestinians were killed today in an Israeli occupation bombing of the city of Tubas in the West Bank. The Palestinian Ministry of Health stated that the bodies of the militaries arrived at the Turkish hospital in Tubas, indicating that the Israeli occupation aircraft bombed a gathering of Palestinians who were present in the yard of a house in the center of the town of Tamun. The bombing of Tamun comes with the aggression that the occupation has been waging on Jenin for 9 days, which resulted in the killing of 17 Palestinians and the wounding of dozens, in addition to the widespread destructions of property and infrastructure. The Israeli occupation has been waging on Tulkarm and its camps for the 3rd consecutive day, leaving 3 militaries' destruction of infrastructure and the displacement of citizens from their homes. In Gaza Strip, Hamas began the process of freeing 3 more Israeli hostages and 5 Thai captives today, the 3rd such release since a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip took hold earlier this month. Israel was expected to release another 110 Palestinian prisoners. The spokesman for the military operations department in Syria, Hassan Abdul Ghani, announced that Ahmed al-Shara will assume the presidency of the Syrian Arab Republic in the transitional phase. During a conference held in Damascus, Hassan Abdul Ghani said that Ahmed al-Shara will assume the presidency of Syria in the transitional phase and represent it in international forums. Abdul Ghani added that al-Shara was authorized to form a temporary legislative council for the transitional phase, which will assume its duties until the permanent constitution for Syria is approved and comes into effect. Dozens of people were killed in a passenger plane collision after it collided with a U.S. military helicopter while approaching Ronald Reagan Airport in Washington. The U.S. authorities reported that the plane belonging to the U.S. Airlines company collided with the military helicopter while approaching Ronald Reagan Airport, which led to their crash into the Potomac River in Washington. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration explained that the plane was flying 60 passengers and 4 crew members, while the military helicopter was carrying 3 soldiers. Ukraine's Interior Ministry said a Russian drone attack targeted cities across Ukraine, killing 4 people and wounding 9 others, including a child in a residential block in the eastern city of Sumy. The town lies just over the border from Russia in northeastern Ukraine and has been targeted regularly in Russian aerial attacks. The Ukrainian Air Force said Moscow had attacked with 81 drones. The air defense units downed 37 of the drones in various regions, including Sumy and near the capital Kiev. In the southern region of Odessa, which lies on the Black Sea, officials said Russian drones targeted the port town of Izmail, one of several important Ukrainian export hubs. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and yet to come in our news bulletin. Archaeological excavations at the site of Rakhat al-Madra in Al-Dhahira Governorate revealed settlements dating back to the Bronze Age. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. In the Wilaya of Asib, activities of second Ariyaf Muscat Forum to introduce rural projects continue. The forum is accompanied by an exhibition that includes rural women product corners. The opening of the forum was presided over by Her Highness Sayyida Asila bint Thuwaini Al Said. Archaeological excavations at the site of Rakhat al-Madra in Al-Dhahira Governorate revealed a settlement dating back to the Bronze Age. The excavations also discovered a number of graves dating back to the period from 3200 to 2700 BC, in addition to 4 buildings from the Bronze Age. The excavations were conducted by the Ministry of Heritage and Tourism in cooperation with an American delegation from Pennsylvania University. The second edition of Al-Tahaim winter season kicked off in the Wilaya of Ja'lan Bani Bu Hassan and will continue until the 15th of next February. The event includes a variety of activities that appeal to different age groups, such as folklore art performances, equestrian and camel sports, a children's corner, a traditional village highlighting the rich heritage of the area, and an exhibition promoting the products of small and medium enterprises. The event aims to introduce the natural, geographic and cultural heritage of the Wilaya and to attract tourists from inside and outside the governorate. Amidst an array of cultural, sports and entertainment activities, Experience South Al Batina Forum continues at Khabbat Al Jadan in the Wilaya of Nakhal. The forum aims to promote the tourism components of the governorate and to create a platform for all segments of society to rejoice and enjoy the winter weather. The activities of the event included a shooting competition, sailing and other water sports, camel racing, theatrical performances and poetry readings. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty the Sultan condoles the U.S. President on the victims of the American plane crash near Ronald Reagan Airport. Minister of Transport, Communications and Information Technology signs an agreement for the dualization of the Raisut Al Mersail Road at a total cost of 35 million Omani Riyals. And 10 Palestinians are killed in an Israeli shelling of the West Bank. The Palestinian resistance begins the process of releasing 8 prisoners in the third prisoner exchange within the ceasefire agreement. With that, we come to an end of tonight's news bulletin. Thank you for joining us and good night.